Good morning and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio, our continuing Career College Exposition webinar series. My name is Lee Doubleday, and I'm the Director of Operations here at the Imagine America Foundation. I'm excited about today's topic, the benefits of career and technical schools, sponsored by Porter and Chester Institute. Porter and Chester Institute has 9 campuses throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts. They have also been a 15-year sponsor of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, having provided admissions-based financial aid to more than 10,000 enrolling Imagine America students. Without taking valuable time from our presenter, let me refer any and all inquiries about the Imagine America Foundation to our website, which is www.imagine-america.org. Since our beginning in 1999, Imagine America remains a leading sponsor of scholarship aid to enrolling high school students. However, our country faces a serious shortage in certified technicians, as I'm sure you hear all the time. We hear from employers in virtually all sections of the country desperately looking for qualified employees, so we need to do more. Our partner in today's presentation is Porter and Chester Institute, and joining us today to discuss in detail the looming technician shortage and how Porter and Chester Institute is helping meet this need is Jack Burke. Jack is the Director of Admissions and Marketing at Porter and Chester Institute, and has been working with high schools for over 15 years. So you're in good hands today. Before turning the program over to Jack, let me outline today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be 30 minutes maximum, with question and answers at the end of the presentation. All participants can submit questions while the presentation is in session via the chat feature in this Zoom meeting or the Q&A feature, whichever one you would like to use. At the end of the presentation, or approximately 10:25, I will then present any questions offered by the participants, and we will address as many questions as possible and provide written responses in follow-up emails if necessary. We'll have a hard close at 10:30 a.m. So, without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Jack Burke. Jack, the floor is yours.
Thanks very much, Lee. So Lee and I have been working together, as you mentioned, for many, many years. Thousands and thousands of our students have graduated, and really graduated as a result of also receiving the Imagine America Scholarship. It's been a tremendous asset to our students. So thank you, Lee, for all the years that we've worked together. So let me just kick this off. So Porter and Chester Institute, and I thank you very much for joining this morning. I understand that we have high schools now from the Connecticut and the Massachusetts, the great state of Connecticut, Mass, which is really great. We have 9 campuses in New England. We also have 3 campuses in Pennsylvania. So the company itself comprises 12 campuses while on the East Coast. As a corporate director of admissions and marketing, I actually managed all 12 campuses for the admissions and marketing portion, which is really a lot of fun and very important because it's a standardization. You being in the education business, understand standardization is so key, and good communication. So we do have that in our company, very important. All right, so let's just kick it off. Discover PCI. So let me just open this up here. And this is our new presentation. So those of you may have seen it last year. So we kind of jazzed it up a little bit, little different colors and a little bit different themes. So I know you over the last year, particularly, actually maybe, gosh, that's almost a year and a half. I've been working with Zoom and all those features. So jump right in. Agenda. So welcome, high school counselors and teachers. Who is Porter and Chester Institute? I'm going to answer that. What programs do we offer? I'm going to answer that. Our admissions process, I'll take right now, real simple. Everything is online right now. So we have a Porter and Chester website. It's porterchester, one word, .edu, porterchester.edu. And on that website, there's an apply now application. So a student can go there and they can actually go through the whole enrollment journey. They click on that. They can do their application. They can do their Wonderlic assessment. They can do their educational funding as well. Right through the whole process. So it's pretty exciting. During that course, also we're of course in contact with the student. We're available as a coach and as a mentor. There's great communication with the student back and forth, so we can do that. Again, the biggest thing that I want to highlight here, and you probably already know, most of you aren't very familiar with us, is that there is a requirement to be a high school graduate and have a GED to be able to come to school, and then they have to pass the Wonderlic assessment. Questions and answers. Lee already talked about the Q&A at the end. So yeah, huge congratulations. to any student now that graduates from high school. I know it's hard. Both my parents were in high school education in Massachusetts. They're passed now, but I know how difficult your job is, and I know how difficult it is for students to successfully navigate their life and their education through those formative years. So thank you very, very much for everything that you do every day, and congratulations to your students. They work so hard. So it is okay to set your sights on careers in the healthcare, computers, and skilled trades. 4 or more year majors at large college campuses aren't really for everyone. Career education and training in 2001 and soon to be 2021, soon to be 22, is much more than a consolation prize. And it has kind of been looked down at times like that. I think the pandemic changed it. Of course, it was nothing new to most people that, plumbers do make good money, so do electricians, and that type of thing. And they are really great careers. A lot of our students, most of our students, a lot of our students do graduate from high school and come right in. There's a certain percentage that do that for sure. And it's really a good thing because they make that nice segue. You prepare them well, we get them in, and then we can educate them in a 12-month period of time. It's all applied math, so we're building on the math foundation that they were given in school, things like that. And then a lot of times students will come back after doing a year or two at a community college, maybe out of the military, maybe they worked a job, whatever. So it's really a match of students that really want to learn. And of course, school isn't free. So when they come to school and they're paying for it, and we have actual rules and regulations around the courses that we teach and the behavior and things like that the students have to abide by, code of ethics and everything. It's really great because it means that the classes are very fruitful and they really go good. They want to be there. 5 great things about Port of Chester: New England born and raised, technical education for 75 years, flexible career training programs, and then that team to support you that I was talking about earlier. From the top, right from the top, we have one president, one CEO, one VP over education, a VP over educational funding, financial aid. I handle admissions and marketing. We have IT and all that type of thing. So it really is great support. And we are accredited by ACCSC so that we can get our Title IV funding. Our mission is to support committed students in achieving the technical and professional skills essential for their chosen career through industry model student-centered education training. Key here is committed students and student-centered. Our values: professionalism, integrity, trust, accountability, teamwork, excellence, relationship, and having fun. That having fun, oftentimes I get that question, and of course, you have to have fun. And a lot of people say, well, how can school be fun? And I didn't say it was easy. I say it was fun, and they generally do have fun, especially if they like cars and they love electrical and working with their hands and that type of thing. It's really, really a great career. Our vision is to grow the school with quality and integrity through the collaborative pursuit of excellence. So we have 9 campuses in New England. In the last 5 or 6 years, we have moved our Canton, Massachusetts campus to Brockton, beautiful facility right across from Brockton High School, which is a huge high school. Then, of course, we just moved from Watertown to Waterbury in October 16. Just 6 months ago, we moved from our Stratford campus. We've been there for over 30 years. We moved to Bridgeport, and we're on Boston Avenue, right down the street from the BMW dealership and post office, and right off of Route 8. Great facility there. And then we're in the process of moving our New London campus out of downtown New London over to the shopping district, shopping mall type of thing that we all see when we drive down 95. Why do I say that? Because we're growing. We grow with quality and integrity, and we're adding new programs all the time. So very quickly, here's our map: Brockton, Worcester, Chicopee in Mass, and then we're in Enfield, Rocky Hill, Waterbury, Bridgeport, Hampden, and New London. So New England. Our graduates are working in all types of companies. This is a small example. We have a separate career service department in each one of our campuses that works with the student. We do not wait till they get ready to graduate. We start working with them right away on soft skills, on interview skills, on communicating, appearance, all that type of stuff, sure. But we also have databases of tens of thousands of companies. This is just a small example, but we do work with the students very closely with that. I do point out, we do not guarantee a job. It's illegal from the accreditation viewpoint to ever guarantee a job. Can't guarantee it, but we will work with the student is as hard as we possibly can. And generally, again, they're paying to come to school. They work really hard. So generally they work with us. Show up on time to the interview, have a good attitude, that type of stuff. So yeah, and it's also lifetime placement. So they can come back at any time. Trades, healthcare, and technology. So I know I'm going really quick, and that's what I have to do here. And I know your time is so valuable. Thank you so much for jumping on here. I know that you made a sacrifice to even get here. So I'm going to go quick, but I do want to remind you, portchester.edu will give you a much deeper dive than I'm giving you here in the trades, healthcare, and technology. But I will go through each slide. There's 2 slides. The first slide talks a little bit about what the program it consists of in terms of some of the qualities that an individual should have going into the career itself. Second one has all of the data, tuition, length of the program. It talks about the career growth according to the Department of Labor over the next 10 years, things like that. But again, porterchester.edu for any of your students, give them a deep dive on videos. We've got it all right there. They just click on that one major and you take it. How are we learning? We're actually kind of leading the industry right now with a couple of things. Well, everybody's doing hybrid. They started the hybrid thing back in March 2020. We all saw that. So we have a term that we call learning online and then labs on campus. It's right here. Courses are delivered in a hybrid format with lecture and other didactic activities delivered online, and then hands-on labs delivered on campus. That's for these majors here. So that's automotive. You can see them. Automotive, electrical, HVAC, low voltage, nursing, dental, plumbing. So all of these programs, the students get their laptop when they come to school, all on ebooks. I think CAD still has some books, but all on ebooks, and learning online and then lab on campus. And the students are loving it. That way they don't have to dust off their windshield on a February night at 10 o'clock going home, from our campus, and having taken class. They can do it right from their house. Now they do have to dust off their windshield if they're coming to a lab at night. So lab on campus, learning online. That's our hybrid model. Our online model, which is 100% online, is computer-aided drafting, computer and network technology. And we also have a medical billing and coding course that's actually delivered out of our Pennsylvania campus, but it's offered, it's because it's all online, we offer it, multi-state. So those are our online programs, 100%. And then we have one program, cosmetology, that's 100% on campus, and that's exclusively on our Rocky Hill campus. So here we go. Clock is ticking. I know I'm going fast. I hope you all have a coffee. All right, dental assisting. So here it is. So the first comment right here is courses delivered hybrid. I'm not going to repeat that over and over again, but the next one down below here is what are they going to learn? This is important. They're going to learn the chair side procedures. They can develop digital and analog x-rays, how to assist with crown and bridge work. Of course, much, much, much more than that you're going to get on a porterchester.edu. This is a slide that has a tuition 17, length of the program's 10 months. They go through the summer, so it's 10 months. And then, of course, the outlook is 7%. Again, here's some of our resources down here. And then, of course, financial aid is available to those who qualify, and student fees not included here. So the $17,000 is the tuition. Then they get their laptop, their ebooks, their uniforms, and then all the consumables are also inside the student service fee. What they do with that is they take that, throw it on top of the tuition, and then they generally push that through the educational funding. And again, that consists of Title IV funding, as well as gap financing, as well as the Imagine America scholarship and such. So, and that's on our campus. We do that. We have a division that helps the students with their FSA ID and their FAFSA and everything. So we kind of demystify that process. Medical assisting, taking patients' histories, creating medical electronic records, performing vital signs, EKGs, blood draws, phlebotomy, that type of thing. Again, here's the slide here. Tuition, length, and et cetera. Growth is 19%. Our catalog that is on the porterchester.edu has all of our graduation rates, our placement rates, all that type of thing. It lists all of our student service fees. So again, porterchester.edu. Practical nursing, that's a big one, of course. They do have to take the TEAS test, the essentials test, how to change dressings, et cetera. Offered only in our Connecticut campuses. Growth is pretty big in this. It says 9%. I suspect that's a little bit higher, but 29, 9, 15 months long. Yeah, big. I mean, we've been offering that since I think 2005. So believe it or not, 16 years. Wow. Yeah, so we have had practical notes for 16 years. Keep our classes small. We always have, even in the go-go days. Competitors were enrolling, 60 people in a class, 80 people in a class. I was involved with the board of nursing and examiners at the time for the approval process. And we said, no, we're going to keep our classes between 20 and 30. And we've done that, which has always been a really good thing. But anyway, all our courses in this program are delivered online. And that's we're into medical building code now. That's really a big plus for this major. A lot of these students that take our MBC course are already working, and they appreciate being able to do it online with kids and that type of thing. How you manage insurance claims and etc. There it is. Okay, cosmetology, misunderstood major. A lot of chemistry. There's math in there. There's anatomy in there. It's a licensed program in the state of Connecticut, and you've got to have enough related instruction hours to take to get licensed. Basic advanced hair techniques. Cosmetology is a really good field if you want to go out. You want to make some additional money. You can rent a chair. You can lease a chair rather. In different places, do it on your own, or you can join some of the larger facilities. Automotive technology, huge. It's all computers now, we know that. These are some of our students here. I'll just point out, you can see this is an OTC computer right here. It's hooked up to the car. Most cars right now have about 30, 40 computers in them. Good career. Computerized alignment machines. Students get the snap-on tools. Everybody's like, do I get my tools? The tools come as part of the student service fee. They have to pay for them. They go through educational financial aid. They'll get what they get, as far as being qualified, but they don't have to go out and buy their tools. We have all that there for them. So really works out good, and they keep them, of course. Here's your tuition. So you look and say, okay, so it's 25 grand for the tuition, a couple of grand for the student service fee, 12 months long. That's it. They go out and then they generally get their ASE certification, which is the automotive ASE certification. And if they want to, they can get there's eight different levels of that. And then they become a master tech. And that's really basically a matter of taking the exams, and they really, most of them do pretty good with that. Then they get into dealerships and all types of things. It really is a great field. Students usually have that as a little bit of a hobby, turn it into a career, and they love it, and they do it for many, many years. Again, a lot of troubleshooting. It's all diagnostics. HVAC, heating and air conditioning, speaks for itself. 13% job growth over the next 10 years. Here's your tuition, the length. Great major. Again, we do not train part changers. We train diagnostic technicians that can get in there and find out what part's broken. So that's what they're replacing, and that's what they get paid for. They know how to use an oscilloscope, a voltmeter. They know how to, do their measurements and their diagnostics, and that's really good. Electrician, again, we know what they're all about. And we do the commercial, residential, and industrial. So it's not just, I can do 100 amp service in a house. I can update. No, it's much more than that. They can go in, they can work with motor controls. They can go in there and they can do industrial, commercial, have some of them go in and do, hook up systems, all types of HVAC systems on rooftops. And, electricians are really in demand, and it's a great field. We started that program, I want to say, about 20 years ago. Low voltage technology. It's electrical program, but it's on they call it low voltage because it's dealing with things like solar and security systems, home entertainment systems, things like that. The licenses are the L6 and the T2, and then the C6. Here it is again, low voltage. Plumbing, yeah, try to get a plumber these days. And these are pictures actually from our faculty and our staff. And these are actual students. Here's John. He is huge asset to the company. He's really like a supervisor type of individual. He's got, I don't know, 35 years in the business, and there's a student, they all wear the uniforms. Again, to my point, this is plumbing, and they're holding some type of a temperature gauge or something like that. They're probably taking something. There's probably, I think there's a hot water heater over here. And then behind here, you can see there's a shower stall. So we have a simulated house so that they can work on it. All right. 1019, keep cruising here. Same thing. Well, you got all the details there, and you'll get them on the website as well. CAD, this is all 100% online. So we all know about the 3D printer in the bottom corner over here. That revolutionized everything, didn't it? So we got the 3D printer. We use AutoCAD, of course. They are going to learn Rivet. They're doing 2 and 3D modeling plans, turn concepts from designers, mechanical engineers, and architects into usable computer-generated drawings using 3D components. We work with AutoCAD, Autodesk, Rivet, SolidWorks, Microsoft Office products. One of our staff members, their daughter's coming to school right now to take the computer-aided drafting and design program. I talked to him last night, and he said she's been in the program for, I don't know, 3 months, and all of a sudden, she is getting companies reaching out to her, stuff like that. It's pretty much in demand. They're not an architect, of course they're not an architect, but what they do is they will oftentimes assist an architect. So they'll do the drawings and things like that, like I was talking about before. They turn concepts from designers and mechanical engineers and architects into usable computer generated drawings. So what it does is it frees up an architect or a mechanical engineer if they can sketch something really quick and throw it over. Hey, toss it into a 3D drawings for me and get it, figure it out for me and get it back to me, that type of stuff. A lot of artistic students work with this. And if you're a high school guidance counselor or maybe even instructor in CAD, yes, we do definitely build on what they come out of high school with. It's really a nice match. Again, there you go. We'll go almost done here. Computer network technology, huge. Banks, insurance companies, school systems, everything from a restaurant to a supermarket. Everybody's computer network technology is huge, and they are so in demand right now and very, very well respected. So there you go with that, computer network technology. We teach them all the math that they need applied. So their algebra, their trig, if they say have some geometry and CAD, all of that, all their math is applied inside of our curriculum. So a lot of students, of course, they have that phobia and they're like, well, I wasn't that good in math. It's going to be applied math. So when you learn Ohm's law, you get down Ohm's law, volts equals amps times resistance, or the Pythagorean theorem, or whatever you got to do. Once you get that down one time, then you're going to use that over and over again in your career. So it's specific. So that's a lot of times students, they appreciate that. Steps to success. This is really important because this is a code that we talk to the students when they come to school and when they apply. And we talk to them about person assessment, in appearance, and time management. I'm not going to go through all of them, but because I don't have the time, but we do with the students. And we say, Johnny, this is really serious. If you're going to come to school after high school and you're going to pay money for it, you have to think to yourself, do I really want to do this? Is this going to be a good fit for me to be a plumber? And if you say, yeah, this is what I want to do, and you really know about it, you did your research, you talked to a plumber, we really encourage all that stuff. You come back and you say, okay, yeah, I want to do this. We have that conversation with them. We say, think about this. You have now got to sell yourself. You've got to become a person that your boss really wants to hold on to. Because when you get into a company, it matters if you're on time and how you look. And do you wipe your feet off before you go into, Mr. Jones's house? Are you responsible? Can they trust you with the company van? All that type of stuff. And it really helps a high school student because we're building on what you did in your career and helping them. You're building them into a good, responsible young adult. I'm sure who doesn't have a problem? Gosh, we all didn't. We all still have. I have a ton of problems. We all have problems in life, but in high school, they just come through those formative years. And I do have many years. Actually, I've been in the business for 32 years in a lot of different positions. But this is my thing. I love admissions and marketing. So I'm kind of ending my career in this particular position for 10 years. The thing is, I know all these students that came. I think of this one. I'm just going to go real quick. I had this one student came out of Naugatuck High School, if you're on the call. And this is like 25 years ago. I think he said he graduated 246 out of 247 students. He said, look, I barely get out, but I got out though. A lot of people didn't graduate. So he took CAD. He sent me a letter when we used to mail letters up about 2 years out. He was working in North Carolina in a factory that designed patterns. They used to, when people used to buy a pattern for like an apron or a dress or a pair of pants or something like that, you know, and it was like a laser machine that he was working on. So he'd do these patterns and these drawings, and then they'd go out and it would cut the thing. Anyway, he got a great job and things like that. And he was afraid of the math. And I said, come on in. So here's a kid, a young adult that really applied himself with the steps of success and made it. And of course, you guys could write a book on all the students that you see come through and they say, I'm just going to make it. I'm just going to apply myself and that type of thing. So they're heroes in my eyes. And so are you. Financial aid. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. This is obviously very, very big. And again, there's two things we don't guarantee. We do not guarantee we'll find them a job. We cannot guarantee that. And we cannot guarantee what they're going to get for financial aid. It all depends on what they qualify for. So what we do is we help them fill out their FSAID. They got to do that on their own, but we give them the resources. FSAID FAFSA, they fill it out. They meet with our counselors. And then we help them go through the different options for them and what they qualify for. And here it is. Imagine America, IA. Huge, huge asset to our company over the years. Thousands and thousands of students have made it as a result of this. We also have a Porter and Chester scholarship. It's $2,000. This right here has been changed to 2022 in another slide, but we went with this today, but it's updated. We are doing it in 2022. It's socialized all, on Facebook and all the rest of the stuff. So it's $2,000. They don't have to write an essay. They don't have to do anything like that. As a result of graduating from high school, they'll get $2,000 there. They have to confirm it, the graduation and that type of thing. Imagine America is really, really something that we've worked with for many, many years. It helped so many students. I'm really privileged to do these webinars. All right. Okay, classes for me now. So we do have 5 starts per year. So every 10 weeks, we start a class. We're starting one in mid-October, then we'll start another one in January, and then it goes March. And then, so for your students, we'll be starting next August. So we'll have an August start, and then we have another start in October. Applications are accepted throughout the year. Yeah, I mean, we're already enrolling a lot of students for our August start right now. Students are encouraged to apply early, and they apply just as I mentioned at the beginning here, and apply now. So it's easy. They just go to porterchester.edu. It's right on our homepage, and apply now link, and they can hit that. If they're not ready to apply and they don't know that much about us, they can hit an RFI, just to get some information, and then we'll send them all the information that they need. Lee, that's all I got.
All right, thanks, Jack. And we are going to now open this up for the Q&A portion of our presentation. So if you do have a question for either myself at Imagine America or Jack, please type it into the Q&A feature. I'm also going to launch a poll question, so feel free to answer the poll question as well. It does look like we had a question that came in. Jack, this person wants to know if they wanted to talk to one of Porter and Chester's local representatives, should they go to the website or should they contact yourself directly?
Well, they could contact me directly. They could do whatever is easier for them. My website, my email address is jburke, so it's JBURKE at porterchester.com. jburke at porterchester.com.
All right, great. Yeah, and we are going to have a survey when you leave this meeting. There's a survey, and we ask if you want to schedule some time to talk to Jack about potentially somebody coming to your school to talk to your seniors about a similar presentation. All right, we have another question, Jack. We get this one often, and it's about the comparisons of the prices of your programs to community colleges. Sure. Maybe not just the price, but also the amount of time. How does Porter and Chester compare to community colleges, and how would you approach the answer to that question?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is a great question. I mean, of course, I have a lot of friends that teach at the colleges over the years, and oftentimes, I'll say to a student that graduates from one of our majors, go to a community college and pick up a business course, a creative writing course, a communication course, go get your associates and keep going. Education, learners for life. So they're really two separate things. in some courses, it's similar, like medical assisting. A student can take a medical assisting course at a community college for probably maybe half of what our cost is, or maybe even a third. The difference is, though, I think, is that they get done in 1 year when they come to Porter and Chester Institute, and they just concentrate on just that one major. So they come in and they'll take, like, if it's 960 hours, clock hours, it's going to be all medical assistant, or if it's catastrophic computers. I mean, we all have our place. And of course, I would just say that we like to support one another in a lot of different ways. We're not for everybody, but for somebody who wants to get in early, out early, you know, it is money. I mean, it's 25 grand is a lot of money. But gosh, you know, we all know what colleges cost right now. And we do have a lot of students who come back after 1 year of, 4-year colleges. They go 1 year, 2 years. We have some students who come back with the bachelor's degree just to go out, and they can make a lot more money as electricians. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. That's not very uncommon, especially now. I just feel that there's definitely a different attitude towards career and technical education than there has been, in the past. And I think it's great, and I think you're right. The COVID-19 sort of shone a light on how essential a lot of these careers are that Porter and Chester teaches. And so I just want to thank you, Jack, for your time. And we are going to end this session. Just a few things to note. We are compiling a set of follow-up questions related to the admissions and et cetera, and we will forward them to you. We've also recorded this session, and we will forward the recording of this session to you. There is a survey, like I said earlier, when you leave the session today. If you don't mind, it's 3 questions. Any kind of feedback you could give us is really helpful. And we'll also be placing this session on our website, which again is www.imagine-america.org. With download instructions right there off the website. And if you have any questions about our scholarship program and how your students can apply for our scholarship to go to this school, please feel free to contact me directly after this presentation as well. Before closing, I just want to thank our participants for taking time out of their busy schedules to join us today. And I'd also like to thank Jack for sharing with us today's presentation, and encourage each and every one of you to contact him directly with any future questions. On behalf of the Imagine America Foundation, Jack and myself, I want to thank you and goodbye.